when my girlfriend of 3 years leaned across our candlelit dinner and declared, "I love you, Nathan, but I'm not ready to be boring with someone safe like you." Her words shattered the future I'd been building in my mind. Her sparkling eyes held a challenge, daring me to beg her to stay. Instead, I gave her the freedom she craved and built a life she'd never touch. What happened next taught me the true cost of love and the power of choosing myself. The night that changed everything. It was a humid June evening in Raleigh, the kind where the air clings to your skin and the city hums with summer energy. Our cozy apartment in 5 Points smelled of the lavender candle Lauren always lit to unwind. We'd been together for 3 years, living together for one, and I thought we were on the cusp of something permanent, talks of a bigger place, maybe a ring. I'm Nathan, 34, a data analyst for a tech firm, and Lauren, 30, a graphic designer, was the vibrant spark in my steady world. That night we were at our favorite bistro, a small table tucked in a corner, fairy lights twinkling above. Lauren looked radiant in a red dress, her blonde hair catching the glow, but her fidgeting hands betrayed her. She'd been distant lately, her laughter less frequent, her phone a constant barrier between us. As our waiter poured wine, she set her glass down and fixed me with a look that stopped my heart. "Nathan, I need to be honest," she said, her voice steady but sharp. "I love you, but I'm not ready for the boring couple life. I want to feel young, wild, free before I settle down with someone safe like you." The word safe landed like a brick, heavy with condescension. I set my fork down, my appetite gone. "Safe," I echoed, my voice low. She leaned forward, her eyes pleading but resolute. "You're amazing, reliable kind, the guy I'd marry someday, but I haven't lived enough. I need adventures, excitement, to feel that rush of meeting someone new. I don't want to regret missing out." Her words strung, painting our life, our quiet nights cooking together, our weekend hikes, our shared playlists, as a prison. I'd seen the signs, her sighs over Instagram posts of friends at music festivals, her late nights with coworkers, the new perfume that wasn't for me. But I'd chalked it up to stress, not a rejection of everything we'd built. "What does this mean for us?" I asked, my throat tight. "A break," she said, reaching for my hand. "Just some space to get this out of my system, then we can build something real, knowing I've lived fully." I pulled my hand back, her touch suddenly foreign. She saw me as a safety net, a fallback plan after she'd chased her thrills. "Take all the time you need," I said, my voice colder than I intended. "I'll do the same." Her smile faltered, but she nodded, assuming I'd wait. That night she packed a bag and left for her sister Emily's place, promising to check in soon. As the door clicked shut, I sat in our silent apartment, the lavender candle flickering. I wasn't devastated, I was awake. The awakening the next morning, I sat at our kitchen table, coffee cooling, replaying her words. Safe, boring, they strung, but they also sparked something. Lauren thought she was the only one with dreams deferred, but I'd shelved plenty for our relationship, trips I'd wanted to take, hobbies I'd let slide, a version of myself I'd buried to be her reliable partner. If she wanted freedom, I'd claim mine too. I started small but deliberate. I'd always wanted to learn photography, inspired by my dad's old Nikon, but Lauren had dismissed it as impractical. That week, I signed up for a class at a local arts center. The instructor, Mia, a 40-year-old photojournalist, had a passion that was contagious. Holding a camera, framing shots of Raleigh's skyline, I felt a thrill I hadn't known in years. I also joined a hiking group through a community board, led by a guy named Chris, a 38-year-old divorcee who'd rebuilt his life after a messy split. His story resonated. "I wasted years waiting for my ex to choose me. Don't make that mistake." His group hiked the Owari Mountains, and the burn in my legs, the camaraderie around campfires, made me feel alive, not to impress Lauren, but for me. Meanwhile, Lauren's Instagram told a different story. She was at clubs in the Warehouse District, arm in arm with a guy named Derek, a DJ with a man bun and a penchant for late-night raves. Her captions screamed forced joy. "Living my best life, chasing the vibe," but her eyes in the photos looked hollow, her smile strained. Her sister Emily called, worried. "She's acting reckless, Nathan. She thinks this Derek guy is her ticket to freedom." but he's just using her for clout. I didn't gloat. Instead, I dug deeper into my own life. I started kickboxing, something I'd always wanted to try but avoided because Lauren thought it was too intense. The gym became my sanctuary, the rhythm of punches grounding me. I met Sarah, a 32-year-old architect, during a class. She was witty, driven, and refreshingly honest. No games, no pretense. We grabbed coffee after, talking for hours about travel and ambition, not once mentioning exes. Lauren's posts grew more frantic, featuring Derek at rooftop parties, music festivals, even a spontaneous trip to Miami. But cracks appeared. Her friends commented, "Where's Nathan? This doesn't seem like you." She ignored them, doubling down with selfies captioned, "No regrets." I screenshot everything, not out of spite, but as a reminder. This was her choice. The turning point: 6 weeks into our break, Lauren's wild phase started unraveling. Emily called again, her voice tense. "Derek ditched her at a festival in Asheville. She's a mess, Nathan. Keeps asking about you." Apparently, Derek's spontaneity was just unreliability. He'd ghosted her when she suggested something deeper than clubbing. Her party friends, obsessed with the next high, offered no real support, leaving her alone in hotel rooms, scrolling through memories of us. Lauren's texts started trickling in. "Hey, how's it going? This place reminded me of our beach trip." I replied politely but briefly, busy with my own life. I was editing photos from a shoot at Lake Norman, planning a hiking trip to the Smokies, and grabbing drinks with Sarah, whose easy laugh made me feel seen in ways Lauren never had. One night Lauren called, her voice shaky. "Nathan, can we talk? I miss you." I was at a photography exhibit with Mia's class, surrounded by art and new friends. "I'm busy," I said, not unkindly. "Maybe another time." Her silence on the line spoke volumes. She hadn't expected me to move on. Then I found the evidence that sealed it. Lauren had left a notebook in our apartment, tucked under the couch. Inside was a scrawled note. "Derek, meet me at the Ritz, room 412, 11 p.m. A lipstick-stained cocktail napkin from a Raleigh club was taped beside it. My heart sank, but not with heartbreak, with clarity. I photographed it, then met with a lawyer, Karen, who confirmed I could end our lease agreement since Lauren had effectively moved out. I started the process to reclaim our apartment solely in my name. Lauren showed up unannounced a week later, her eyes red, her confidence gone. "Nathan, I messed up," she said, standing in our doorway. "I thought I needed to be free, but it's empty out there. Can we try again?" I showed her the notebook. "Room 412, Lauren. Was that part of feeling wild?" She paled, stammering, "It was a mistake. Derek didn't mean anything." "You chose him over us," I said, my voice steady. "I'm not your backup plan." She cried, begging for another chance, but I felt nothing but resolve. "You need to leave," I said, closing the door. The new horizon: 3 months later, Lauren was living with Emily, trying to piece herself together. Emily told me Derek had moved on to another adventure, leaving Lauren to face the fallout alone. I didn't revel in it. I'd learned from Chris's group that holding onto anger only traps you. Instead, I focused on my life. Photography became my passion. I sold my first print at a local gallery, a shot of a misty Blue Ridge sunrise. Hiking with Chris's group took me to new peaks, each climb a reminder of my strength. Kickboxing with Sarah turned into dates, then a relationship. She was my partner in every sense, supporting my dreams, challenging me to grow, never making me feel like a consolation prize. I met with Dr. Ellis, a therapist, who helped me unpack Lauren's gaslighting, her way of framing our life as boring to justify her choices. "You've reclaimed your narrative," he said. "That's power." I moved to a new apartment, a fresh start with no echoes of Lauren. Sarah helped me hang my photos, her laughter filling the space. Lauren tried reaching out, sending nostalgic texts about our past, but I didn't respond. Silence, I'd learned, was louder than any argument. Now, I see Lauren's car pass my new place sometimes, slowing but never stopping. Emily says she's working on herself, and I hope she finds peace. But I've found mine, with Sarah, with my camera, with a life I built for me, not for someone else's approval. Love, I've learned, isn't about being chosen last. It's about choosing yourself first.